If you're a trainer who's preparing training materials and presentations, there is one program that you should never miss, which is Articulate Storyline 360. It lets you to create training packages and materials which would be way too complex and advanced, and no other program can do this stuff. So let's get into this one. And welcome to Expertizer Academy. If you like those videos, start sharing with your friends and then subscribe to the channel. So, to start with, we'll get a little introduction about what Articulate 360 can do for us. So there are a suite of products that you generally get: Articulate, Storyline 360, and Raise 360. Now, to start with, this interface sort of looks similar to what you have seen before. Like on the top, you'll see something similar to PowerPoint, and then on the bottom, you see something called Timeline, which looks similar to what we had before in Camtasia or Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, and these sort of softwares. On the right side, you see something very unique you wouldn't have seen in any other softwares. It's called triggers. And this particular software, everything is based on triggers and also layers and timelines and states. So this all the four components which lets you create very, very powerful presentations. Let's take a look at some of those things here. So on the top, you see a ribbon interface. This is similar to what you have with most of the Adobe or Microsoft packages, like say PowerPoint, Excel, Access, or the Autodesk products such as AutoCAD. This is similar interface. It's called a ribbon interface. You have a quick access toolbar on the top, and then you have the ribbon, and the ribbons will have tabs. And inside the tabs, we have panels. All these boxes with the dividers, they are basically called panels. And then the tools have little drop downs here, which has got more tools. And then you have the tools that you can access to. And the ribbon interface also lets you to access like a bunch of specific set of tools grouped under different tabs. Or if you want to have access to a particular tool, you can right click and add to quick access toolbar, which will appear at all time. And you can also bring the quick access toolbar to the bottom, so you can add more of these tools up here. And then on the underneath, you have the tab interface, which opens all the slides that you currently open in the current project. The story view will show a very high level arrangement of your slides and the flow of slides. You can have really complex flows. And then once you are inside a particular slide, you can also navigate between multiple slides using the scenes. And you can also create scenes and you can organize things here as well. And then in the middle, you'll have the working area. So this is where you actually work on your slides, like adding buttons, text, videos, anything that you want to do it, you can do it up here. And then on the right side, we have the slide triggers, which basically the object triggers and the player triggers. Object triggers are the triggers that is basically triggered when an object is clicked or some of those elements in the slide changes. And player triggers is the triggers that you would see it when this particular slide is playing on the player. And then on the top right, you will see an option to preview what you have created in different form factors as well. So you can preview it in a desktop, tablet landscape, or a tablet portrait, or a phone landscape and portrait. And then when you click on it, it gets you to preview what we have here. And then on the bottom right corner, you have the slide layers. So this is similar to what you have done with Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator. You can create layers and you can control the layers, turn it on and off, displaying different elements onto the screen based on the user interaction. And then in the bottom, we have the timeline, states, and notes. So timeline is basically how long this slide will run, the animation, or basically the playtime for the slide, how long you're going to keep it. And then all the elements of these slides, at what timeline you want them to appear, and things like that. It's similar to what you have done with other video editing softwares. And then states. For each of the elements that you have here, you can create multiple states and you can control these objects by changing the states so that it shows different properties altogether. And notes, you can write some notes for this particular presentation. This is similar to what you have done with the PowerPoints, and that will be the same. And then on the top, we have a bunch of tools here. You can add a text, you can add an image, you can add a voice note, you can create quizzes, and then you can insert a lot of other different elements as well. You can insert illustrations, icons, videos, photos, 360, shapes. You can create shapes, and you can insert videos from the library. You can also insert audios. You can also create web objects as well. And then on top of it, there is like whole bunch of other things you can do it called interactive objects. You can create buttons, you can create slider buttons, you can create dials, hotspots, inputs, and markers. So we will be going through all of these in future tutorials as well. And then you have the slide where you can control most part of the slides, and like creating quizzes and some specific set of slide templates that you can insert into. Then design. So this interface looks similar to what you have in PowerPoint. You can select a particular design and you can actually apply that design to your slides. And you can choose to apply to one slide, or you can apply to all these slides. And then transitions, how you want to do the transitions between the slides. And then animations. So this is like you can insert an object and you can animate it, and you can show some cool animation effects. And view. In here you can see the different types of view here. Story view, slide master is one of the key features that Articulate Storyline 360 has, which many softwares doesn't have. And here you can also turn on the ruler, guidelines, and guide. And then you have help, when generally you get to view some of these tutorials and things like that, which are pretty helpful. And then format tab appears based on the objects that you select, and then you can actually create and change shapes and colors and things like that for the selected objects. And then once you create an object, you can select it, and then it shows all the items which is relevant to the object, such as changing the shape, color, or the outline, adding a drop down, adding a bullet point text, or changing the format of the text, any of those things. And then also when you select an object, and then if you want to create a trigger, it automatically selects the object which you want to create a trigger with. And triggers, you can create multiple triggers for a single object, and it works based on a hierarchy. And then there is also a lot of other things here, such as variables, which we will see it in a future tutorials as well, which helps you to create really complex and customizable training packages. And then finally you have an option to preview it. So this slide or the entire project, you can take it to a player. This is called a player, where you can actually preview your works that you have done. And you can also see how different objects work. And you can also customize the player, where you actually previewing it, you can customize how the preview player should be. And then finally you can also publish the work that you have done. So this is one key feature that many softwares doesn't give you this sort of functionalities, such as PowerPoint lets you to share it using SharePoint or Dropbox or OneNote or something like that. Whereas with the publish feature, you can directly publish to Review 360 or to your web platform, or as a video or a Word document or LMS. If you have a learning management system such as Moodle or any other packages, you can actually publish your presentation training packages directly to the LMS or to Reach 360 as well. We will see all of this in the future tutorial, and if you like this one, just please let me know in comment if you have any specific things you want me to show, like a tricks or tips and things like that. I would do it. And in 2025 we'll be creating more advanced trainings, and for AutoCAD, Civil 3D, AutoCAD development, Revit, and Figma, Photoshop, Illustrator, and all the other programs as well, and also some of the AI packages, and some programming trainings as well, such as for .NET and Python and a lot of these things as well. And my training packages generally be very practical. I'll be walking you through on pretty much getting your hands on and getting skilled up. So stay tuned, guys, and yeah, subscribe to the channel and wait for more tutorials to come through. Thank you so much and have a lovely day. Thank you.